Episode 4 of Found Season 2 starts with Sir watching the report of Lacey getting discharged from the hospital. He is making plans to leave the country with Gabriella in 2 months. He is even looking into buying a house outside the country. He went through the trouble of learning Dutch and getting fake passports for Gabrielle and himself. Meanwhile, Dan is worrying about the future of the company and Gabby. With Lacey back, Trent is only hours away before he arrests Gabby. This is why she is working overtime to find Sir. She steals Shaker's file on the case and reaches out to a potential witness, Mr. Choi. Mr. Choi is in an elderly home and suffers from dementia. A few years back, he had unknowingly rented his house to Sir. Although he doesn't offer much help, he shows Gabby the novel that Sir once gave him. Speaking of Trent, he talks to his boss and reveals Gabby's crime. His boss asked Trent to figure out if he is willing to end his career over his heartbreaks with Gabby. Without any physical evidence and a victim statement, Trent has no case. His boss suggests he find the evidence first before throwing Gabby under the bus. Trent starts reaching out to Gabby's coworkers. In the meantime, Lacey moves in with Zeke, who updates the security system around his house. Margaret warns him that Lacey is still suffering from a concussion and they need to prepare for a different Lacey. Lacey insists on getting back to work and the team realizes she doesn't remember that Gabby confessed to kidnapping Sir. The team gets a new case after a young boy, Jay, visits them to ask for help. His parents are missing after attending a party, and his grandmother is ignoring his concerns. The team immediately starts looking for more information on the couple, Kate and Sam. Trent also starts to work on the case even though no one asked for police involvement. He runs into Margaret at the couple's house. He tries to convince Margaret to snitch on Gabby, but she refuses. Even though she is angry with Gabby, she is no snitch. As they look at the house, they find blood in one of the drains. By looking at the couple's social media, everything looks perfect. However, they soon learn that Kate might be having an affair, but that leads them nowhere. They turn their attention to the party and discover one of the waiters has a criminal record for robbing houses. They look into whether he robbed the family, but quickly rule that out, too. We also learn that Trent took on the case because it was personal to him. In the meantime, Lacey sees Sir following Trent after he leaves Zeke's place. However, she ignores it and assumes she is imagining things due to her hallucination. In the past, when she was a child, social services threatened to take her away from her mom when she got injured and reported she saw Sir. Everyone thought that she was having a hard time because of her trauma. Gabby stayed with her to help. Thankfully, social service didn't take her away, but it made her anxious about talking about her hallucination of Sir. Presently, she suffers from a panic attack every time she sees Sir on the surveillance camera, but assumes it. Normally, Gabby would be by her side, but the team suggests she stay away until Lacey remembers her confession about Sir. After further investigation into the case, the team realizes that Jake is an abusive husband. His mom ignored the problems and Jay was scared to call the police on his dad. Trent talks to the boy and tells him about his sister, who had an abusive husband. This is why the case is personal to him. Trent goes back to the scene and nearly runs into Sir. Sir has been keeping tabs on Gabby by following Trent. Sir leaves a letter behind for Gabby which Trent delivers to her. In the letter, Sir warns Gabby not to trust Trent and helps her see that Kate is not the victim. Thanks to Zeke finally getting video of the camera around the house, they realize that Kate snapped. After the party, Sam attacked Kate, and she fought back. She then dragged him out of the house, and now the team has to find her. At this point, Lacey tells the team about seeing Sir follow Trent. Ultimately, the team successfully rescues Sam and Kate. At the hospital, Jay finally confronts his dad and gets him to drop the charges against his mom. After closing the case, Lacey remembers Gabby's confession. She admits she is angry with Gabby, but saving lives is more important. She also tells Zeke that she is no longer scared of Sir. They too fall asleep, but Zeke has a nightmare about walking up and finding Lacey missing again. Domestic violence has to be the most disorienting kind of abuse ever. To suffer at the hands of someone you love and who is supposed to protect you can mess you up a lot. Kate has been secretly enduring the abuse because she didn't know how to get out. Her mother-in-law defended her son and ignored all the signs of the abuse. Her son felt helpless and angry about seeing the bruises on his mom. Unfortunately, it took this long for Kate to find her freedom. Nonetheless, she bravely fought back and shouldn't suffer for defending herself. I am glad that Jay told Sam exactly what he deserved and cut ties with him. On the other hand, Sir is quite ballsy for a man on the run. He followed Trent and even left a message for Gabby. His obsession with Gabby is at an all-time high. He can't stop himself, but soon he will make a mistake. However, we are more concerned that he is deluded enough to buy a house outside the country and set up fake passports for himself and Gabby. He thinks that in 2 months, he will be able to get Gabby all to himself in a new country. Will he succeed?